introduce you. Good morning, everyone. This is Karen Spar, Executive Vice President of the Southport Oak Island Area Chamber of Commerce, and I am so excited because today we have on Faces of Commerce Jeffrey Stites with the Southport Magazine. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello, how you doing this morning?
Good, good. I understand you are the editor and co-owner with your lovely bride, Lisa Stites.
That's correct. We
And
just
Southport
purchased these magazines in December. Started publishing in January.
So Southport Magazine was owned prior to this by Chris Beasley. And you knew a good thing when you saw it.
That's right. We worked for Chris for 5 or 6 years as writers, and when she was ready to sell, she contacted us. I had the company I'd worked for a couple of decades closed, and I wasn't real happy at my new job. So everything fell into place, and now I'm happy as a clam.
That's wonderful. Now, for those of you that don't know what Southport Magazine looks like, I'm going to show you here. It's a beautiful publication. It comes out every month, correct?
Beginning of the month, correct.
And where can people pick up Southport Magazine?
We're in red boxes all over the place, and we're inside most of our advertisers. So you'll find us in restaurants when you're allowed to go inside restaurants and retail establishments. We lost a lot of distribution due to the COVID when nobody was allowed to go inside businesses, but we're gaining it all back. So you keep an eye. We're in the little newspaper rack at Walmart. But the best bet is look for the red boxes on the street. You'll see they stick out like a sore thumb.
And if you can't find them out there, come by the Chamber of Commerce Welcome Center on Long Beach Road, right across from Go Gas, and you can pick yours up today. That's my shameless plug for the day. Southport Magazine's a little different. It's not hard news. It's about arts, it's culture. We were talking about the cover of this month's publication and that boat. So tell me a little bit about what's inside Southport Magazine.
Well, the cover's a good illustration of that. We have several contract writers, and one of them was writing a story about the community garden behind the community college building on Lord Street. The garden is actually on Caswell, and neither of us knew it existed. She saw from her pottery studio that people were gardening back there. It turns out there's this community garden that people rent plots and they donate food to the community. It's a great story. And I was there taking some photographs for it. And one of the gentlemen that works the community garden said he had to leave to go work a planning in front of the lifeboat they had just installed. And they had just installed the lifeboat. I said, well, where's that? And so he told me it was down at Caswell and Bay, and went down, took a picture of it, put it up on Facebook, and turns out the lifeboat, I don't know how long, if you're a longtime resident, you'll remember where Southport Sushi Gourmet is now. It used to be a seafood restaurant called Sand Fiddler. And as part of their sign out front, they had a little boat. That's the boat. Somebody with the Southport Beautification Club saw it in the high grass behind the Southport Sushi Gourmet, tracked down the owners and asked them about it, and they said, sure, you can have it. And they took it, cleaned it up, put it there. Turns out we're going to have the full story of the boat in the July issue, but it turns out it's got some local connections.
That sounds interesting. Well, I can't wait for the July issue then. And it is a monthly publication, Southport Magazine, correct?
Yes.
And you always can take advertisers.
That is correct. The paper will expand to fit as many ads as I get. People will ask me, do you have room? There's always room. I wear all the hats aside from actually designing the ads. So I write many of the stories and I lay the paper out and I organize, sell the ads. So I can always find a place for one.
You're a wonderful photographer. I've seen a lot of your work and you really have a wonderful eye for photography. So anything that's a picture in your magazine is always going to be beautiful. So thank you.
One of the things I enjoy is going to my advertisers and taking photos for their ads. So that's something we will design an advertiser's ad free of charge as well. And so I spent a good part of the day yesterday at Southport Trading Company and Boo and Ruse and All in Bloom taking pictures for their July ads. So that's another option for you.
That's wonderful. And for new advertisers, I mean, it's relatively it is not relatively. It is inexpensive advertising for what
It's
you get.
affordable.
Yes.
Our smallest ad is 1/8 of a page, and you saw the newspaper's about 12 inches by 12 inches. An eighth page ad is about twice the size of a business card, and that will run you $65. We offer a quarter page ad for 125, a half page for 200, and a full page ad is 350. And there's no contract. You buy month by month. Each month we'll change your ad to make your story relevant for the coming month.
And the
Especially
design.
now, that's important because everything changes so fast. We've been working really hard with our advertisers to make sure that their message is relevant for the coming month, given how much everything is changing. It's been a struggle, but between the advertisers have been really understanding, and I've been pushing deadlines back to make sure that we get the relevant information, because we want the story we tell for you to be useful to the readers, and we think it is.
And that's that price that you gave is really great because you include the graphic design in that.
Yeah, we will design it. You can send us a pre-made ad, we'll happily run that. But if you need one designed, you just send me the photos or logos you want, and we will design the ad for you. And I've got actually a family of graphic designers. They're a family, and they do a really good job with their ads. I think they stand up to anyone nationally. They're really, really good.
Now, is this the only publication that you do?
We do Leland Magazine as well.
Okay, so you have the Southport Magazine and the
Leland
Magazine. And if you've never picked up one, I really encourage you to do so because it will cover everything in here. Like, normally it would have all your concerts and those kind of things. So
it's a struggle being we are not only an events magazine, but we do focus a lot on events. And since the events have been canceled, we've had to be a little creative in our content. But we've been focusing on telling the stories of local businesses and charities and musicians and how they're dealing with everything that's changing. And I think that's an important story to tell. I think it connects these people with their community and the community with the businesses. I don't think they realize how hard a small business owner works under normal circumstances. And when you throw the unknowns that are being thrown at them now into it, it's really a struggle. But what's helped me get through everything is the optimism in our business community. They don't complain. They're not asking for help. They're just simply looking forward, moving forward, and figuring out the next step as they go along. And they've been terrific at it. And so those are the stories I've been trying to tell the last few months.
Yes, our business community really is quite resilient, and they have been, the community has supported them as well. And I want to thank everyone for doing that. They have needed you. So I'm glad the community has stepped up. And the business community, you're right, there are some positive stories out there. It's not all doom and gloom, as you might think. And we just appreciate everything that everybody's doing, and especially you, Jeffrey, here at the Southport Magazine. So I encourage everyone to go ahead, pick up your Southport Magazine from June, because there's some great stories in there. Some really good, interesting history is in that publication. And when we get some concerts, it's definitely your source for all that.
When there's things to do, you'll be able to find where they are.
That's right.
The June issue will come out on let me check my calendar, the 30th of July in time. There'll be the virtual 4th of July will be featured in there, along with everything else going on in July. So you'll be able to pick that magazine up at the very end of this month.
Wonderful. Do you want to give a shout out to your wife and everything she does as part of the publication?
I could not do this without her. She has kept her full-time job, which allows me to do this. And she is the writer, and she does our calendar, which is one of the most difficult parts of it. So if you have something going on, I'm going to put you in touch with her, and she'll take care of you.
What is your website?
www.southportmag.com or lelandmag.com.
And you're on Facebook.
And And we're on Facebook and Instagram. You can just search for Southport Magazine or Leland Magazine and find them both there.
And your phone number
is 910-471-7741. And that's my personal cell phone. I'm here 24/7, and I'll talk to you anytime you need to.
That's great, because you're local. You're right here. You
Right
can
here, live on Oak Island, have since 1994.
Wow. Well, you're almost an old timer then.
Close to it.
You're a young person.
Little tiny every day.
Well, Jeffrey, thank you so much for being on Faces of Commerce today. And I encourage everyone to go out and pick up a Southport magazine. You will not be sorry. It's a wonderful publication every month. And if you can't find it out and about, make sure you stop in the chamber, because we always have them. They always make sure that we have them here. And it's one of the first things I read when it comes through the door. So thank you.
Appreciate that.
And your website one more time.
SouthportMag.com.
And your phone number.
910-471-7741.
All right. Thank you, Jeffrey. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to read the full story on that boat.
Hey, thanks, Gary. You have a good day.
Thank you. You too.